Welcome, true crime enthusiasts, to a tale that will resonate through your consciousness, a story whispered by the winds of Echo Creek, where the past refuses to stay buried. This is not just a story of disappearance, but one of transformation, where the boundary between the living and the spectral is as thin as the morning mist over the creek. Echo Creek, nestled in the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, is famed for its natural beauty but infamous for its eerie history. The creek gets its name from the peculiar way sounds echo back from the surrounding cliffs, giving the impression that the voices of yesteryears are still conversing with the present. The water here is clear, yet there's an unsettling depth to it, as if it holds secrets from another time or place. But since the late 1970s, it's known for something far more chilling. In 1978, the serene backdrop of Echo Creek was marred by the mysterious disappearance of Amelia Reed, a young woman who had moved to the area to immerse herself in her art. Amelia was not just any artist. She was known for her ethereal paintings of landscapes that seemed to shift and change, much like the creek itself. Her work was imbued with a life of its own, capturing not just the physical beauty but the soul of the places she painted. Amelia was last seen on a brisk autumn afternoon, painting by the creek, her canvas capturing the light on water with strokes that seemed to breathe life into the scene. She was in her element, her focus so intense it was as if she was conversing with the very essence of Echo Creek. But she never returned from that session. Her easel stood abandoned, her paintbrush still wet, and her paint scattered around as if she had just stepped away for a moment. The search for Amelia was extensive but yielded no results. No trace of struggle, no sounds of distress, just a void where once there was vibrant life. What made this case particularly bizarre was the discovery of her last painting, left beside her easel, still wet with paint. The painting was of Echo Creek, but in it, there was an additional figure, a ghostly woman, almost transparent, whose face was a perfect mirror of Amelia's own. This image became a focal point for speculation and fear, turning Amelia's disappearance from a simple missing person case into a legend. The town's lore began to shift. Stories emerged about Echo Creek being a place where the veil between worlds is thin, where the creek's echoes are not just sounds but the cries of those who've been taken or lost to this in-between space. Local legends spoke of a mirror woman who would appear in reflections, beckoning those at the edge of despair or artistic fervor to join her in another realm. This spectral figure became a symbol of Echo Creek's mystery, a guardian or perhaps a siren of the supernatural. Years passed, but Echo Creek's reputation grew. In 2002, a series of disappearances reignited interest in Amelia's story. This time, it was 3 artists, each drawn to Echo Creek for its beauty and its reputation as a muse. They, too, vanished under circumstances eerily similar to Amelia's. Thomas, a sculptor with a penchant for capturing movement, Elise, a poet whose words seemed to weave magic, and Lucas, a photographer known for capturing the unseen emotions of his subjects. Each left behind their final piece of art, each depicting the same ghostly figure, the mirror woman, now known among locals as the Guardian of Echoes. Psychologists and paranormal investigators converged on Echo Creek, attempting to unravel the mystery. Dr. Elise Turner, a specialist in art therapy and the psychology of creativity, proposed that Echo Creek might not be haunted by a spirit but by the collective psyche of artists who seek an escape in their work, an escape so profound it blurs the lines between creation and creator, life and art. Dr. Turner's research suggested that these artists, each dealing with their own personal turmoil, be it grief, unrequited love, existential dread, or the pressure of creative expectation, might have found in the creek a literal and metaphorical place to dissolve into their art. She theorized that the paintings were not just representations but were portals, moments where the artists' identities merged with their creations, and perhaps an ultimate form of artistic expression or escape. The psychological horror here isn't just in the disappearance, but in the idea of losing oneself so completely to one's art or pain that you cross into another existence. The creek, with its echoing voices, becomes a metaphor for the internal echo chamber of human emotion and creativity, where one's cries, joys, and sorrows reverberate endlessly. It's a place where the creative mind might find solace or doom in the reflections of its own depth. Despite extensive investigations, no bodies were ever found, no definitive answers given. The creek continued to claim artists, each leaving behind a piece of themselves in their final work, each story adding to the tapestry of Echo Creek's legend. Some claim to have seen the mirror woman when the light hits the water just right, a fleeting glimpse in the corner of their eye, or heard whispers that seemed to call their name from across the creek. Echo Creek remains a place of pilgrimage for artists, a source of both inspiration and caution. Some visit hoping to capture its beauty, others to seek the truth of those lost, perhaps hoping to catch a glimpse of themselves in the mirror woman's reflection. The creek's echoes are said to carry the voices of the disappeared, a haunting reminder of the cost of creativity or perhaps the gift of transcendence. As we leave the haunting echoes of Echo Creek behind, remember, sometimes, the most terrifying place to be lost is within the depths of our own creations or the echoes of our own hearts. The story of Echo Creek is one of beauty, mystery, and the eternal dance between the artist and their art, where the line between creation and creator blurs into the mists of legend.